Full room. All right, guys, let's get this done.
So, do you think that what you've seen from Aristode now that he's starting to shoot, because I think he went the first game and a half without attempting a shot, was it just a matter of he just had to get some confidence?
For sure, I think he just had to kind of find his way. I mean, all these guys have obviously had moments, in our preparation and our build this off season to get ready for these games, and but unfortunately, you don't get instant results, and so you got to be able to hang with it a little bit and get some experience under the lights. So I expect all of our guys to continue to improve, and so I'm glad Dwayne had a little bit of a breakthrough, and I'm sure other guys are right on the precipice to follow.
How would you describe your guys' physicality?
Yeah, I mean, we're really physical. I mean, it's something we really value, and we play to it, and I mean, we talk about playing physical but clean basketball, and and really defining what that is for our guys, and that obviously impacts the boards and the paint, and even the way we pressure the ball defensively. So we want a big part of our identity to be physicality, and we want to be able to go toe to toe against anybody. I mean, that's really important for us.
Dwayne, are you seeing in practices, are you seeing him shoot like that or other things?
He hasn't made a shot in a month. It's crazy. I mean, he's a good shooter. I mean, I don't know what kind of question that is. Yes, I just said all of our guys have earned their opportunities over the course of the summer. He's a really good shooter. He just needed a few games to get comfortable. I don't know what it's going to be like on Friday, but today he was great. I think that's a big step forward for him. He's a really good player.
Can you talk about the progress of Krivas?
Again, Mo's another guy. He's worked really hard. He's a good player. He's gotten better, but you don't get instant results. And this thing isn't about instant results. These seasons are journeys, and you guys hear me talk about it all the time. And having a growth mindset, and Bruce, I'm not trying to be a smart aleck or anything, but these guys work hard. It doesn't come good. That maybe doesn't come easy right away. You hang with it. I mean, that's the formula. You hang with it, you hang with it, you hang with it, you make a few adjustments, and then you break through. I mean, that's how anything of value in life comes with some struggle. And performance and player development is no different than anything else.
Are you seeing other things from him in practice?
Dwayne's really growing in all areas. Defensively, he's really growing. I think he's getting a better understanding of what we're looking for on offense besides making shots. I think he's just got to figure that out a little bit. And I had a very direct conversation with him during the game about what I expected, and you know what? And I'm not taking any credit for it, but whatever was said, he responded to. And it was very impressive the way he did it.
A couple of difficult games coming up, the ability to play starters, maybe less minutes than they'll probably be playing the next two games, and the benefits of that.
I mean, it's game to game. Game to game, how that is. I mean, obviously I feel comfortable with that 8-man rotation at this point. Evan, we got him in a little bit earlier today. I should have got him in a little bit earlier than we did, but I was trying to get some other guys some experience. So, I feel like we got a really solid 8-man rotation. I think a big part of our guys understanding that rotation is just, how do we handle, fouls early in the game? And, our guys are big and physical, and how's the game going to be called? Can our bigs get through that first media timeout without a foul? Can they get through their first run without a foul? I mean, can our guards, get through that first media timeout without a foul? I mean, because then, basically it becomes a math equation. Now you have 5 fouls for 36 minutes, 5 fouls for 30 minutes. And that impacts, your ability to play, more minutes over the course of a game.
He didn't score today, but 4 assists, 4 rebounds, just his ability to stay with it without.
I mean, Yvonne's a really good player, and, he's going to have his breakthrough on offense. He obviously had his breakthrough. He already had a big game, against Florida on a big stage and played really well. And he's a guy that I expect to contribute in all areas of the game. And he's showing that. And, the baskets are going to come. He just got to kind of figure out, where and when he's going to find those. And he's opportunistic. He's really smart. He's a great kid. He's a hard worker. So I have no doubts he's going to be, more successful offensively going forward.
How did you feel about the offensive execution and flow throughout the game?
I'm okay. Okay. I mean, I thought, Northern Arizona's a scrappy team. Shane's a good friend of mine, and, he treated my son really good, so I have a lot of respect for him as a person and a coach. And they fought back a couple times, and our guys could have been a little bit stronger with the ball in certain situations, but I mean, finding rhythm on offense it's a continuing thing. It's something that comes and goes. You don't always have great rhythm. So when you lose your rhythm, you got to figure out how to get it back and what that looks like. Can it be defense to offense? Can it be getting in the bonus, getting free throws? Can it be, putting the ball in a certain guy's hands for a stretch of the game and he makes a bunch of good decisions in a row? I mean, there's lots of ways to do it, but it's something we got to be mindful of. We definitely don't take it for granted.
What does Krivas mean to what you wanted to defensively? How important is it just his defense?
I mean, all of our bigs are always important defensively, but Mo has great size. I think he's really growing as a paint protector defensively. He may not be Ralph Sampson, or Dikembe Mutombo, blocking shots, but he's starting to impact the game around the rim, and that's something we've really encouraged him to get better at. So I'm really happy with him. His ball screen coverages seem to be getting a little bit better. His effort and attention to detail in those matter, and I'm definitely seeing improvement. So I think it's trending in the right direction.
Mabil and Bryce weren't in. Were you planning a redshirt then?
I mean, obviously, redshirting's on the table for both of them. No final decisions have been made, but it's tough. It puts you in a tough situation. You play Bryce in a game like this for 3 minutes, it burns a year of eligibility. I mean, I wish it was easier. I wish there was, a set number of games you could play a guy like they have in football. I think that would make a lot of sense, for some of these kids, but we don't. So I can only operate with the rules that we currently have, because I want Bryce to have the best college basketball career and the most options in his college basketball career long term, whatever that looks like. And I just feel like throwing a kid with a lot of potential that's developing, he or Mabil, a few garbage minutes. I mean, it might feel good now, but potentially down the line it could be something you regret.
With Bryce particularly, could it, if you did that, maybe takes a little pressure off him because of who he is and people wondering, is he going to play every day? And if he redshirts,
I've been very direct. Redshirting's on the table for him. That's why he hasn't played in a game yet. Otherwise, he would be playing some minutes in some of these games, especially at the end. We've had multiple conversations with Bryce about it, so I think we're on the same page. Again, no final decision's been made because you don't have to make a final decision. So why would I make a final decision? But the decision as of now is to protect his opportunity to redshirt. That's the decision that's being made.
You kind of mentioned that, although they're not in this room, what was it like for Coach Murphy and your son Liam to reunite with NU since they've had history?
I mean, it was great. Shane and a few guys on his staff came up to my house last night, and we've developed a really good friendship over the years. I mean, Shane's a stand-up guy, and he's a guy's guy, and he's fun to be around. And I can just speak from personal experience. I mean, he did everything right by my son, and as a parent, that you appreciate that, and as a coach, you respect that. So it was great. It was great. I know Liam. He's really happy to be kind of taking his next step in his career. Not playing anymore and in testing out this coaching thing. And Shane was incredibly supportive of Liam and everything. Everything he did at NAU, everything he went through at NAU. So I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for Shane.
Coach, going to LA now to face UCLA, how excited are you guys about that? And what are you looking to kind of not repeat from last year's matchup into this year?
Well, last year's game has nothing to do with this year's game. So, I mean, I don't even know, what is it? Don't lose a lead, I guess. I mean, I don't want to repeat that if we get a lead, but unfortunately, it's not that easy. Anytime we play UCLA, we know it's going to be a great challenge. I got a ton of respect for Mick. I mean, he's a really good basketball coach, and every time you play against him, the game's going to be physical. It's going to be gritty. That he and his staff are paying attention to the details. So you have to be prepared. And so I'm really excited about the challenge. I think our guys are really looking forward to a couple of days of preparation. We don't need to get too overly excited yet because the game's not till Friday evening. But like I said earlier, I'm looking forward to getting home and starting our UCLA prep.
When you look back at that game, though, regardless of the game itself, but what you seem like you guys kind of had a turning point after that game. you knew Mo would be out, et cetera. Was there anything when you look back at that?
Well, that we were going through a tough stretch, and that was kind of, the end of it. Going into it, Mo looked like he was turning the corner and really coming back healthy. And then, like a couple of days before the game, he re-injured his foot, and basically his season was over. So then we were forced to, on the fly, kind of, figure out a little different way to play. Nothing crazy, but we had to make some adjustments, and that was the first game we really headed into it, and we had some success with it, but we also, had some struggles with it, and UCLA had something to do with that. We had something to do with that. And I just remember, feeling like, we were in good shape in that game to kind of secure, a win, which you never take for granted, because there was a lot of time left in the clock. Because I think we were up, 10 or 11 or something, with like 10 minutes to go or 8 minutes to go, and we lost. And, that was obviously disappointing, and, and it was kind of a, it had been a tough stretch. It had been a tough month. And, to lose in that fashion was difficult, but, we bounced back. We bounced back and rallied and started playing better, and, and kind of salvaged what was a difficult start to a season, and gave ourselves a chance to make a run in the tournament, and that's what it's all about.
Since there's always changes in players now, it's more about like what coaches do. How would you describe a Mick Cronin coach team? Like, what do you expect from that?
Tough, sound. They have a plan, and they stick to their plan. I mean, I don't know. Do you want to go X and O's with me? We want to hear it, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think you need any more description than that. Tough, solid, well schooled in the fundamentals, have a plan and a conviction to stick with their plan. And whenever you play somebody that has those attributes, I don't care what they're running. It's going to be a tough game.
Well, how about the tempo, since he tends to play at a slower pace?
Yeah, I mean, he's comfortable playing slower. I'm comfortable playing faster. It's always going to be a clash, but we know. We've got to probably be comfortable, playing in some slower games. Today's game was a slow game. It wasn't. There's a lot of long possessions, down at their end of the floor, and we even had a few on offense. And UCLA's got to probably be comfortable figuring out a way to win some games playing faster. You just kind of once the game plays out, we'll both kind of figure out, what we got to do to try to get our teams over the finish line.
Sorry, Drew. So you're midway through this three-year series with them. How do you feel like it fits just playing UCLA?
I love it. I love it. I mean, I hope we're able to continue it on an annual basis. I mean, for me, I don't see any reason to not do that.
If you were not to have UCLA, would you like to try to play a game in the LA area each year as well?
Not necessarily. I mean, maybe if you have a recruiting deal here and there, but this is what I know. From what I heard, Arizona fans need to get out and buy some tickets. There's a lot of tickets available for this game. This isn't like the Vegas deal. So all our alumni in Southern California, we need you. We need you guys to come out there. I mean, LA is a tougher market, when we play in Phoenix or we play in Vegas, we kind of know what kind of crowd to expect. LA can be a little tougher. So, we need our fans to get online, buy their tickets, and come out and cheer their Wildcats on Friday night.
You have a freshman like Braden who's gotten so much attention, and nationally, but especially in California. I mean, he's going back there in his fourth game or whatever. Do you talk to him about it, or how does that hit you?
I mean, not really. I mean, Braden's played in a lot of big games, and like a lot of freshmen, he's figuring his way out in this deal right now too. But I have no doubts that he's going to be really, really successful. So, no stress on me. I'm sure he's, probably trying to figure it out and scratching his head, but that's a normal thing for any really talented young player. It just doesn't come easy.
Your thoughts on Dan and the pressure he can put on a defense?
To be honest with you, I haven't watched a bunch of them. I know he's got a great reputation. I hear he's a dynamic offensive player, great speed, really good in the pick and roll game, great passer, great finisher. Obviously he was highly coveted by a lot of people, and UCLA really wanted him, and they got their guys. So we're expecting, him to be at the center of everything they do.
It's early, but he didn't play last night, but Mick said he was banged up or whatever.
I got no inside information. Well, I'm sure if he doesn't play, it makes a little difference, but we're not for 1 second gonna think that he's not gonna play. I mean, he's gonna play Friday, and he's gonna probably play, as many minutes as he can stay on the court.
The fact that you already had a tough game against Florida in a different environment.
100%. 100%. I love those games. I love these games at McHale. Anytime we get a chance to go out and compete, as a team, with our game uniforms on against somebody else is special, and it's something that should never be taken for granted. I know it's easy when you sit in your guys' seat to think that, oh, they're playing school XYZ, you know what I mean? But I don't look at it that way. I have a lot of respect for competition. I have a lot of respect for our opponents. And I know that every one of these games is an opportunity for us to learn and go through experiences where it's not scripted. And you got to be good in those unscripted moments, and so I really value these games, and anytime we can play in front of our fans in McHale and Tucson it's a special day for me.
Hope or expectation for the signing period, 1 or 2 guys?
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe we could pull a rabbit out of a hat or two. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
You had said, though, that, it seemed like the trend was a lot of these top guys were holding off. Is that?
I don't know who said that's a trend. I see a lot of them committing. So let's see. Again, you don't judge a recruiting class until next fall. In my opinion, you can get easily distracted by this and that. Let's see who shows up on the campus in the fall. That's obviously what matters, because those are the guys that are gonna play in games. So whether it's the early signing period or the late signing period, or an international kid or a transfer, it doesn't matter to me as long as you're getting the right kids in your program. Thank you, guys.